Alright crew, this build is better than the stasis warlock. What you're watching on screen right this moment is 3 stasis hunters just absolutely bullying 3 overload champions in the 1350 Master Nightfall this week. And we just absolutely destroy them. Yes, I said it, 3 stasis hunters. We could have even pulled out our special or heavy weapons and killed them really fast, but I wanted to show you the power of this build. I literally wanted to sit there and destroy them with just grenades and shurikens and dodges. In a little bit in the video, you're going to see me playing solo as well, and pay attention to that because I throw my squall backwards, then run into the enemies, and I get 10 kills. Literally 10 kills, and I get a super back. That's how strong this build is. You have unlimited grenades, shurikens, dodges, and basically unlimited supers as well. I like it more than the warlock build because the abilities and the shuriken use can easily kill a champion on their own, and it's a lot more enjoyable and more entertaining than just, charging the grenade with the warlock, tossing it out. Grandmaster Nightfalls are the only thing harder than this, and this is a pretty hard Nightfall in general. Probably in the top 3 with the Corrupted Nightfall and the Battlegrounds Nightfall, whatever that one is called. Also, you can literally run whatever loadout you want with this build and just make it that much better. We ran Ariana's for the barrier champions, but the barrier champs never even bubbled because we just threw our super, the stasis squall, at them, and they were just froze the entire time. So you really have a lot of wiggle room on what loadout you want to run with this as far as your primary, your special, and your heavy. This build strictly revolves around the Hunter Stasis subclass with the aspects and fragments, and it relies on mods and strongly, I repeat, strongly relies on mods from the artifact. I believe we use 5 mods or 6 mods from the artifact, which is kind of crazy. We're going to go over those soon, so make sure to pay attention to all of those because if you don't have one of those on, it's not going to work as well as what you're seeing in this video. I hope you hunter mains out there enjoy this because no joke, hunters have been lacking in PvE, and this season with the Lucky Pants and these stasis builds, hunters have definitely risen to the challenge in PvE, and I have been loving that so far. I want to show you this clip of me playing solo here really quickly just so you can see what it could do if you're running around solo. We throw our squall backwards right there at the beginning, we run into this lost sector, we literally kill 10 enemies with our melee ability, like 10 enemies, and we have our super back that fast and that quick. This build is all about your melee and making sure that your melee builds your super very quickly, and that's with the ability to gen a power orb, the ability to create a shard, and the ability to create a well, a stasis well that adds to your super. So it's doing all those different things for you. So make sure you set up the mods correctly or it will not work this way. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then please hit that subscribe button for me and become part of the crew here with us. Also, if you could leave a like on the video, that is really much appreciated and it really helps me out. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments and I will get back to you. I'm pretty good at responding, as you can see in my previous videos, so don't hesitate to ask me anything. Okay, so let's go over the Hunter Revenant subclass here. Also, look at this Hunter. He's looking pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, pretty good, right? Alright, so the Revenant Hunter subclass here, you want to make sure you have Dustfield Grenade on for sure. Use whatever jump you want. You need to have Gambler's Dodge on. Every time you dodge near an enemy, it recharges your melee ability. The 2 aspects we're using is Grim Harvest. Defeating slowed or frozen combatants create stasis shards. These shards grant melee energy when picked up by you or your allies, so it works for your team members. Touch of Winter is the 2nd aspect we're using. Your Glacier, Dustfield, and Cold Snap grenades have enhanced functionality. Of course, we're using the Dustfield grenade. That increases the slow field size and creates a small stasis crystal on impact. The small stasis crystal from this is a big deal. Our 4 fragments we're running down here is Whisper of Rhyme. Collecting a stasis shard grants a small amount of overshield, which falls off after 10 seconds. Collecting additional shards adds to the overshield and refreshes the timer. Another thing about Whisper of Rhyme that you might not have known is if you don't have full health, when you collect a shard, it also heals you. So it heals you for the amount that it would normally give you the overshield. We're running Whisper of Durance as our 2nd fragment. Slow from your abilities lasts longer. For those abilities that linger, their duration will also increase. We get a nice plus 10 strength with this. The reason we're running this is it makes Dustfield Grenade last longer. We have Whisper of Chains, which coincides with our Dustfield Grenade and our Touch of Winter that creates the crystal from the Dustfield. It's while you are near frozen targets or a friendly stasis crystal, you take reduced damage from targets, plus 10 recovery, and that goes very well with Whisper of Rhyme. Then our last one is Whisper of Shards. Shattering a stasis crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional stasis crystals increases the duration of this benefit. As far as our mods go, these are the most important. Let me show you my artifact really quickly. You want Well of Potency over here. You want Thermoclastic Blooming, Resonant Siphon, Thermoclastic Strike, and Fire and Ice. These are all very important. And then you want Hands On. So for sure you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different artifact mods that we're using in this build. On our helmet here, we're running double Hands On. That gives us a crazy amount of super energy while we're using those shurikens. We're also using melee Wellmaker. On our gauntlets here, we have Fire and Ice from the artifact. Defeating a champion spawns a random array of solar and stasis wells. Thermoclastic Blooming, very important. Defeating a combatant with a solar or stasis melee creates an orb of power. Mobility mod, I'm running 100 mobility. It's kind of nice to have on a hunter when you want to be dodging and make sure you have your dodge up. I got 80 recovery and 88 intellect. You really don't need any of this intellect because you're getting your super so fast. You could spec that into more recovery and more discipline, more strength, whatever you prefer. Chest piece here. I didn't even have anything on my second chest piece. Look at that. I'm terrible today. We have Well of Potency. Picking up a matching elemental well grants you super energy. So stasis wells give you extra super energy. Mobility mod on there as well. This is our exotic of choice. You can honestly run this with any exotic as well. I'm going to be honest with you about that because one of our fire team members, Rowdy, was running it with Stompies. He didn't even have Star Eater skills, and he was in there just fine doing exactly what we were doing. This just adds a little extra to the build on top of it, so it's completely up to you what exotic you want to run. But if you really want to take advantage, Star Eater skill. The reason why is because of Feast of Light down here for the armor perk. You gain additional super energy from orbs of power you pick up. We're running it with Elemental Light. Defeating combatant with your super spawns Elemental Wells that matches your subclass energy type, so we get a bunch of Stasis Wells right as we come out of our super. I'm also running it with 2 Absolution mods. Reduce all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an Orb of Power, and we're picking up a lot of those, of course. On our cloak here, Elemental Armaments, weapon takedowns with a damage type that match your subclass element have a chance to spawn Elemental Wells as well. Peace Bond is doing that for us in this build. And then we have Thermoclastic Strike. Solar and Stasis melees disrupt combatants, stunning them, delaying ability regeneration, and lowering combatants' damage output. Strong against Overload champions. It refreshes your melee ability whenever you or a member of your fire team stuns a champion. This is how we're getting 1,000,000 shurikens and just chucking them at everyone. We also has Resonant Siphon. Gain stasis ability energy. That's all ability energy. That means your grenade, your dodge, and your melee. Whenever you or a member of your fire team stuns a champion. This is how we're getting the grenade back so fast, along with that you saw in the Warlock build. On screen here, you're going to see my Warlock build. So if you guys haven't seen the Warlock one, go watch it. I urge you to. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all in the next one.